at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. This is Sooner Sports Talk on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield.
Throw ahead to Nigel Pack, open for three in the tie. Got it! Back to Brown up top, three ball, Xavier, bam! Big one!
Chavez right wing will fire a three. It's a swish. Aaliyah Chavez with her first three. Chavez underneath Williams is wide open. Sahara goes up and scores. Good ball movement, and Sahara Williams finished it.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Dos Equis, official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly.
Beer's got a hand on it. Verhulst ahead to Williams. It's a 2-on-1 with Reagan. Reagan goes in. Left side layup is good.
Pack, Forsyth corner, three ball. Got it!
This is Sooner Sports Talk.
Oh, let's go. It's Sooner Sports Talk, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Please join me in welcoming in the head coach of the OU women's basketball program, Jenny Baranczyk, ladies and gentlemen.
And I was not late for the record.
No, you weren't. You weren't.
For the record.
You were not. I didn't mean to set a bad tone for the show tonight. I'm not in trouble, am I?
You didn't.
Right,
no,
good.
the loss to Texas, that's a bad tone for the show. But we will recover.
We'll power through. Peyton Verhulst, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps you know her. Three-point assassin. Can get nasty down in the paint if necessary. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. If necessary.
If necessary. That was
one way to say it. I thought you'd maybe go with her passing or something. But,
You do.
I'll
but
take it.
not necessarily her posting up. Yeah,
Well-
she's glowing over here, and I'm like, not too fast, baby, not too fast.
Well, first of all, you mentioned it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and be able to move past from it. I know it was a heck of a second half you guys played down in Austin, but obviously not the start you wanted, was it?
No, not the start we wanted, and you knew you had to kind of get used to some of it. I mean, their crowd was great. It's a rivalry game. They're so good, and you know that they press you and there's pressure. We had the chance to watch the film today. Peyton and I did. A lot of our players did. And you learn. But I thought we did a nice job of settling. I thought it would take us 5 to 10 minutes to kind of settle in, but it took us 20. And then I thought in the second half we did some really good things, but just not enough, obviously. And you can't, when you're playing a team like that, your presence really matters. And so we needed to just have a little bit stronger presence, I think, as we started the game.
From a player's perspective and a leader's perspective, Peyton, obviously I'm sure it was frustrating for you as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Texas is a great team, but I feel like everything that happened in that game was really in our control. And I guess that's positive looking forward because we know we can get better from those things. But obviously losing a game because of things that you can control is frustrating for sure.
Is that a shot you guys practice a lot, that half-court shot?
Yeah, she does
Probably
do that.
more than I should.
Yeah, those are her warm-up shots typically, is from three-point range to half court. I'm like, speaking of getting in the paint,
Yeah,
that would be nice too, to have some warm-up shots in the paint.
we'll see.
I have really set a bad tone for
You
this
did.
show tonight.
You did.
I apologize.
One that Peyton's like pleasantly laughing at right now, but she inside
now,
is like,
yeah.
yeah, I know.
I think one of my favorite things, Coach, about being able to do this show with you is how you're brutally honest, and the players embrace it, it seems. And last time we did this show, we got iced out last week. You talked about the film session, and Zaya and Reagan was up here, and just how there was some honest.
Yeah.
You went out and won your
Zaya-
next two games.
Zaya
right?
says, lot of takeaways. a lot of takeaways.
But it
Glad.
Yep, I
seems
forgot
as if
about that.
this team, they allow you to coach them hard. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, well, they probably don't have a choice necessarily in that. But I also think that they do have they have a lot of choices. There's a lot of autonomy in our program. They have a lot of say, and we have a lot of conversations. And so, I mean, Peyton's probably one that I'm probably maybe the most hard on, most direct with. I probably say that about everybody. But, Peyton and I have kind of a different relationship. And, sometimes I can see myself in her a lot at 20, which isn't always positive, Peyton.
So I've heard.
Right.
You're on
And
fire
experience on
tonight.
a daily. But no, I mean, I think she knows that I love her, and like no matter what, I've got her back, and I can challenge her and I can cheer her on, and she's like family. I mean, she really is, and she's done so many things for us being here. I mean, I've known her since she had these little goggles on when she was in 7th grade, and that's how old my kids are now. And so she wore these incredible sport goggles.
You had rec
I really didn't need to say that.
I did. I had to bring it back up.
Was it
but
necessary?
she could just ball. Like,
Yeah.
she could play. Yeah, I mean, she didn't wear them for fun.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe you should
No,
talk
I definitely
about that.
didn't wear them for fun.
But no, I mean, I love her like she's my own kid, and I challenge her, and we have hard conversations. We have real conversations. We have really good things, really, things that we've got to work on. But I just love that we've been able to build something pretty special together.
I love your story. You came here, you had to sit and watch for a semester, and ever since that moment when you had an opportunity to step on the court, you've really excelled. I know this is going back a ways, but what was that semester like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've gotten to talk about it a few times, but really I can't speak enough on how much that helped me as build confidence as a person and as a player. Obviously, I know it's a really unique situation transferring in mid-semester. But for me, being able to watch the team that I came in with, Maddie Williams and Taylor Robertson, Anna Yanusa, and really just a great team with a lot of depth and a lot of seniority, I think that was a really good opportunity for me to come in and, again, like I said, build my confidence, which obviously playing under a coach like Jenny, you can't help but just exude because she helps pour into it. So I think that really has helped me now to be a good player, confident player.
Yeah, I know, again, we're talking about a frustrating day Sunday, but boy, the pomp and circumstances around at College Game Day being there, I didn't know there was a women's basketball version of College Game Day, and there they are. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we walking into? But you guys seem to handle that pretty well. Peyton, you're used to environments like that. We're starting to see it grow and develop here at the University of Oklahoma. What's it like when you're going up against a pretty ferocious crowd out there?
I've always said I'd rather play for a crowd. I don't care if they're cheering for me, against me. I'd rather go and play in a gym that's packed. So obviously that was awesome to have that at Texas, and I know we had it at our place a couple times this year and continue to have more. But I just think it's awesome. It's what you come to college basketball for, to play for a crowd like that. And women's basketball, women's sports in general has been taking off. So, I mean, I can't speak more than enough about just the crowds that I've seen so far this season.
Where have you seen Peyton's biggest growth?
Oh, geez, that's loaded. I don't know. I mean, I just love the presence that she has. Like, I love her. She can speak truth to people even when maybe they don't want to hear it. And that's a gift that young people, that's hard for young people to have. And so she can do that. She can look in a mirror. She can, I just love the presence that she has anywhere she goes. I mean, she can handle this kind of situation with class and grace. She can go into the press conference after. She can comment on how great her opponent was and check herself. She can comment on how good her teammates are. I just think she's such a team player, but she's such a leader in her own right. She's just somebody that exudes this love and charisma, and she's going to take on the world, no question. Right. And you can see that confidence in who she is and who we are has just grown over time, and it's pretty cool to be able to see it.
I think what's really cool about you, Peyton, if we can continue to brag on her for a little bit, is how many different.
She can run tomorrow. I'll humble her back up. Don't worry.
I guess the term would be the constant adapting, because as you mentioned, there was Maddie, Taylor, and Anna, and then you get eligible and they graduate, so you're the leader, and then Reagan comes in and you're helping acclimate her into the locker room, and here comes Aaliyah, and you went from being the person that was learning how to be a leader to the big dog, the leader in that locker room. What was that process like for you in finding your voice?
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't an easy process, but when you're surrounded by people that just want you to be great, it makes it a lot easier. And I feel like that's what I found in this program, from coaches to players to staff members. I feel like everyone just wants each other to be great, so it's really easy to be great then at everything you do, and obviously then pass that down to the younger girls and hope that they can do the same.
I put that on the recruiting tape. That is awesome stuff, man. That's well said on your part. But with that in mind, too, you guys can have honest, tough conversations in that locker room, not just from coach, but Peyton, what's that like when you have to have, I use the term come to Jesus meeting, but whenever you have to have that serious and real conversation?
No, we've had that term a couple times this year, too.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I don't know. I just think that, again, that's something that comes with confidence. I feel like I speak the most truth to myself, and obviously Jenny helps with that sometimes too. But I just feel like that's what can make us so great. And when you want people to be really great, then you speak truth to them. And I feel like that's what our program does really well for each other, and we'll continue to do better. And I feel like maybe just the more years you can play in college basketball, 5th year, everyone calls me the grandma, so maybe you become wise when you start getting that nickname. I don't know. But honesty, I feel like, makes us better.
When guys are older or aged out, they call them like uncle. Do they call you Ann, or do they just call you grandma?
No, I've heard Dust, which I'm not sure. I must be out of the loop. That's how I know I'm getting older. Yeah, Brooklyn, all the freshmen. Right. Emma over there, she's not innocent. So.
Yeah, she's coming up next. She's ready. Hey, I love watching you play.
Thank you so much.
I love watching you grow. You're awesome. So best of luck the rest of the year. Thanks for coming out here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Peyton Verhulst, our opening segment has been brought to you by McIntyre Law. Noble McIntyre with McIntyre Law, award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys. More women's hoops talk next, live from Rudy's.
Talk is brought to you by Bob Moore Ford, official sponsor of the Patriot of the Game. Riverwind Casino, the official entertainment destination of OU Athletics. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Love's, the heart of the highway.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Talk. We are live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. The segment is presented by Dos Equis. Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Please join me in welcoming freshman Emma Tolan, straight out of Ireland, up to the stage.
Now, you said it. You tried to.
Got it right.
Did I get it right?
Ireland.
I know. We were making fun of his accent offline.
Because there's like an Oklahoma pronunciation of things. Ireland, or Ireland. But you say it again for me?
Ireland.
Ireland. Right,
yeah, there you go. Just say it really fast.
International, pretty cool.
Yeah. Her or you sounding international.
All of us. How did you find her? How'd you find Emma? What was this you taking trips over to Ireland? Or?
I have been to Ireland, but no. Nikki Hayes on our staff had a really cool connection, and it was kind of a last-minute thing. And honestly, it's been perfect. It really has. And her family's great. She's great. The only really challenging part was over the summer trying to get her here with all the visa issues this summer. And so we didn't get her here until a little bit late. And then Emma was playing for her Irish national team and broke her thumb. And so then that was a little bit of a delay that we didn't necessarily want to have either. But other than that, everything's been pretty perfect.
And you're here. And are you enjoying it so far?
Yes, of course. Really, really enjoying it so far. Everyone's been great. So
has there been?
She's really enjoyed the sun.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Weather-wise, what are we talking about? That you're getting all seasons here. But what would you have back in Ireland?
Back in Ireland, we just have pure rain the entire time, so it was a big adjustment.
All right, so we got the map. They kind of lay out here. Where are we?
I'm here.
Okay,
right
so upper, you can see it in the upper right-hand corner. This is not good for the radio audience right now. Just pretend you can see a map of Ireland right now. North is up. We're up and to the right a little bit. Oh, well, I'm curious. How did you hear about Oklahoma?
So I heard about Oklahoma through Nikki. She reached out to a family friend of mine, and then he reached out to us. So the process was very quick in the recruitment process. It kind of decided within a week or so. And once I heard about the opportunity, it was a no-brainer to me. And I got really excited about the opportunity to come out here. And obviously, I didn't get here over the summer with the visa. But once I got here in August, it seemed to be the right fit for me. So I was really happy with my decision.
Obviously, it's been a learning experience culturally, I'm sure, but also basketball-wise as well. What's that been like for you in immersing yourself, I should say, into the college game?
I would say basketball is quite different here compared to Europe and in Ireland. Obviously, the physicality is a lot more in college here. So just adjusting to things like that, the speed of the game is a lot more faster as well. So I've been trying to adjust to that. And I think at the start it was a bit of a shock, but I'm trying to get used to it now. So I think it's been a good adjustment so far.
I tell you what's been a really nice adjustment, though, for Emma is just her basketball IQ. She just has a really good feel for the game, she's one that I literally have put into every position on the floor. And I'm like, okay, today you're going to have to figure out how to be the center in this zone. And the next day I'm like, okay, but you're the point guard on the offensive side. And
Right.
she just knows, she knows them all. And she just has this tremendous feel for the game. And it's been fun to just watch her really navigate that.
You sound so nice. It's like, I mean, there's just this politeness in the voice. And, you talk about the physicality. I mean, whenever you get angry, you just have such a polite sound to you. Do you get that juice going, get after someone, or what?
Don't worry, I wouldn't know how to answer that question either. That's not an international question.
Maybe in the games, the niceness goes away a little bit. But for the most part, I'm usually quite nice.
Like, I joke with Coach about this. One of my favorite things to watch is Coach Baranczyk on the sidelines. She's a show, man. It's the best.
I don't know that we've ever talked about this before.
We haven't? It's amazing.
And there's really no need to.
If you haven't, you must do it. There's fist pumps. There's points at officials. There's fired up for players. For you, I mean, you talk about the aggressiveness and the passion. So a little bit of a different level here in what you're seeing in the States and the SEC?
Yes, for definite. Obviously, the SEC is one of the best leagues in the country, so it was a huge step up, but it's one that I'm really enjoying. It's a huge learning experience, so it's been great.
What have you seen in her development so far?
And I think Emma's actually more physical than maybe what she's saying that she is. I think that's just a European style, but I think she handles physicality really well. I think there is obviously a difference in the SEC than there are even in other conferences. And so, when you're coming from a European style to coming to the SEC, there is that adjustment. And it's mostly an athleticism speed adjustment, even more than the physicality. But when you mesh it all together, it's a little bit different. But like I said, I couldn't be more thrilled that, I mean, she's not only, to your point of the niceness, like she's not only doing some great things on the court. I think some of the biggest things that she has been able to do, especially as a freshman in our freshman class, is to just stay steady. I think the freshmen really rely on her. I mean, you think about her and Dafa, who, they have moved away from home. They don't get to go home on a weekend. And, they're missing their families. And in fact, once school starts, it's even more challenging because now the time difference, the end of their day, their families are in bed. And so they don't get to even talk to their families every day. And I think that gives a really nice perspective, I think, to our some of our other freshmen, because there's just a reality to that there's just this independence that they have. And I think the really neat thing is especially Emma, like she just does this great job of seeing greatness in the people around her. And that's a staple of the culture of our program, but that's also something that's really special that we really need. And so she just talks up her especially her other freshmen, and looks up to the leadership, but she's also, she's just been just an incredible asset on both sides, on the floor and off the floor.
Yeah, that's pretty high praise from your coach there, huh? That's awesome to hear. For you, I'm curious, the adjustment. Coach, we talk basketball. Right? Obviously, this is a show that's about hoops and about sports. What's it been like schoolwork, about time management, culturally? What's the adjustment been like for you on that, from that perspective?
It's been quite different to home. I feel like here it's very much sport is first and then schoolwork is second, but you obviously still have to do that schoolwork and find the time, so you have to be pretty organised. Whereas back home, you only had sports in the evening, so that was like your only time to train, so you got all your schoolwork done. So it's been an adjustment to get to use it and like try and prioritise my time well. But yeah, no, it is quite different to schoolwork at home.
Where have you seen Emma's biggest development as a basketball player, Coach, since you've had her? You talk about putting her in tough situations. You're not afraid to do that, are you?
Yeah, no. Like I said, we just kind of throw Emma into a lot of different things. And honestly, even just going to our entire team, I think we're really trying to develop as an entire team and making ourselves the most versatile team that we can be. And, we kind of talked about this before when Peyton was here and having hard conversations, right? Because that's not something that Emma's been really used to either, having those kinds of conversations, because the intensity of sport here is just so different. And obviously in the U.S. it's different. At Oklahoma it's different. It's in the SEC it's different. Like just there's this intensity of every day, where it's like you're working extra. She's constantly working extra. in the weight room, strength and conditioning, getting on the bike, getting up shots. She utilizes the facilities. I mean, the facilities are different. They don't have access to the facilities that we have access to here in the U.S. And so even that, I think, has been so different. And I know the show's kind of ending, but I would say, I think what's really neat about this team is, and I alluded to this with Emma in terms of seeing greatness in others. We are still growing, and we've seen glimpses where you can tell we just believe in each other. And that is something that, as February hits, that's my hope for this team, is that we continue to see the great things that each person brings, because there's frustration that we each bring ourselves. There's times that we look in the mirror and we got to grow. But there is just beauty in when a team can really see greatness in each other. And so that's my hope for this team. And I hope, in a week from now, we have another big game. There's always big games. But that's my hope for this group, is that they can just see that greatness in each other.
Well, you mentioned an upcoming game. Let's take a look at that upcoming schedule this week, brought to you by One Oklahoma. A trip to Vanderbilt, and then here comes Florida on Thursday. A trip to Athens, and then obviously Tuscaloosa. But, Coach, no real days off in this league, is there?
No, not when 4 of those are road games.
Right.
And one is a Monday game. You're playing Monday, Thursday, Sunday. That's a little bit different in terms of a schedule. So we get a really good week this week for practice, which, coaches love these kinds of weeks. The players do too. I'm glad Peyton's not up here to change. Emma's nice. She'll be like, yeah, this is going to be great. But yeah, no, it doesn't get easier, but we didn't sign up for easy. So we're here for a reason, and we're going to grow, and we're going to get better, and we're going to see greatness in each other. One
Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan field, athlete focused. Emma, great job. Coach Bronchek, you're the best. Stick
Appreciate
around.
you all. Thanks.
We're talking men's hoops next. You're watching Sooner Sports Talk.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club, presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either Sirius XM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free. Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue.
All right, welcome back to Sooner Sports Talk with Porter Moser, who joins us live. This segment's brought to you, as always, by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time. And please join me in welcoming the Notre Dame transfer, Tay Davis, who's in the house. Welcome, Tay. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I know that it's been a challenging run, Coach, but what have you seen from this team in preparation for another challenging week ahead of you?
No doubt it's been challenging. It's been challenging because, you get rewarded with wins. And when you work as hard as the guys are working and not get rewarded the wins, it's always challenging. You're straining and struggle. The only thing, we can do as leaders is by example, like your faith, everything we're trying to do energy-wise, coming and trying to win each day with our preparation. But I feel for these young guys. I feel the guy sitting next to me. I mean, he's bringing it every day in practice and bringing it every day in the games and just trying to do whatever. When you don't get rewarded for the wins, it is very, very hard. We've been right there. We've had, I think, 4 straight games. We've lost leads and haven't been able to sustain it. But I tell you, you can't change who you are in times of struggle. And the way I am, the way we're going to be is we're just going to keep fighting, stay together, pour into these guys, trying to get them better, and it's going to turn. And we've played really good in stretches, but we've played really poorly in stretches. And you know, these guys desperately need a feeling to finish one out so that they can, you know, you can't go 2-0 until you go 1-0, you know, on a run. And we've got to get that win, that's the winning streak off, or losing streak off our back.
How's things been rolling for you, Tay? You handling things okay? You haven't seen any lack of effort from your teammates or yourself? You guys still grinding, right?
No, definitely. I mean, I think everybody on the team has just like picked each other up through everything, like through all the adversity and different things like that. Coaching staff, players, everybody's been on the same page with pushing the rock off us, and coaches preach that to us day in and day out. And so every day we trying to do that and just be our best at it.
Positive side, you've been playing great ball. Man, I'll ask your coach first. What have you seen in the development of Tay so far this year?
You know, he's really, really good. He can play a .4. You know, there's been so many games where we've had him in every game a handful of things, and I need to continue to do more of it. But he can really handle the ball and come off ball screens and create for others. I've said this all the time, he's one of the best on-ball defenders I've ever coached. He can really guard the dribble, guard the ball. We put him on the other team's best player every game. Every game he gets the other team's best player. And just being able to do things. He's right there, you've seen, he's really been a lead around the paint. But for him to be able to create off the dribbles, that was a game earlier in the year where he was just elite when we beat Marquette in Chicago. But he's super versatile, elite, been going downhill. And we just need more. What he does the best is guard the dribble. It's been a weakness of our teams, is we take teams out of what they're doing early in the games, out of their schemes, and then they just seem to drive us as the game goes. And we just need to have more guys be able to guard their yard like Tay Davis is guarding their yard.
I love that term, and you use it a lot, Coach, guard the yard. Tay, where has your defensive prowess come from? Because obviously you can score, you get to the basket, but you know, sometimes defense being a strength or a focus for a dude is a lost art. You seem to embrace it. When did you really truly see that elite level of defense you can play?
Really more like a pride thing. I think growing up too, just like being competitive and just even like going against my brother a lot of times, like defense, you got to get stops and different things like that. But I think that just like having pride defensively and then just want to win, and just the importance on that side of the basketball.
Hey, you know, you mentioned your brother. Tell me just a little bit about your path. Obviously, we know you've played high-level college basketball from day one, but what kind of got you into the sport, and what's really helped drive you?
I come up through like a basketball family. So basketball's always been like in my nature and in my heart growing up through having a basketball family. So and having an older brother and parents who've played the game, basketball has just always kind of been in my corner. So I just kind of grew up through the game.
What'd you see in Tay?
Versatility. This versatility. At 6'9", to be able to handle the ball and do some things that he does. It's just versatile. The SEC, we've upgraded our length on our team. But it was interesting to see. So Mo Aggie's 6'10", Tay is 6'9", and Darian Reed's 6'8". That's the longest 5'4" and 3 we've had in my era for sure. And we're like 10th in size in those three spots. That's crazy. That's how big and long the SEC is in men's basketball with that. And but he gives us that length. But I really counting a lot on him defensively and also to make it contagious. It's been a crutch for us, is getting key stops down the stretch, getting some big-time stops and guarding the dribbler. You can go to Alabama, Arkansas, all of Missouri to be able to guard the dribbler. He's by far our best at it, and we just got to be better at it all around. But I put a lot on him defensively to guard the other team's best player.
You don't mind that, do you? Having that put on you?
Not at all. I actually appreciate it. Like I think that speaks volumes, and just being able to be put on the best teams or the team's best player is I appreciate it the most.
How do you take us inside that locker room as much as you want or can? How do you guys keep each other up? How do you guys keep each other grinding away, not getting frustrated?
I think it has a mixture to do with like our team self-talk, everybody communicating and bringing each other up, the coaches bringing us up. The coaches has always done a great job of bringing everybody up in the locker room and making sure that we stand focused and stand tuned in to each and every game and just grinding to get better every day.
Because there's these moments, Porter, like you said. I mean, there's been, if we're talking 4-quarter games, there's been 3 quarters where you're the infinitely better team against Arkansas and against Missouri on the road, and at least the better part of a half. So I mean, there's that equal part frustration with the way it finishes, but optimism with the way this and the position this team has put itself in at times.
No, there's a definite belief, but we've just got to get better at those last 4 minutes, and it starts with me. I let them know I got to keep these guys together, making the right plays, teaching them, showing them film. Hey, this is some of the shot selection we may have down the stretch, or defensive lapses, awareness. But we are definitely, this group keeps coming back every single day. This was a great thing for the people out there and anybody here. Like, they stretch on the baseline. Terrell, our strength coach, stretches before practice, and then they huddle up before we start practice. And it was after the Arkansas game, and the self-talk amongst themselves. They're like, everything was like, let's win the day, you guys. Let's win the day. And for lessons for young people, the one thing you can guarantee is they're going to go through struggle in life. That's why I love that he just used the analogy. He said it quick, but for you guys, we talk a lot about sometimes in life there becomes a rock on you, and you've got to push the rock off. And how do you push the rock off? Family, friends, faith, staying together, belief, doing the whys. What do you need to do as a team to get that rock off instead of just hoping or being a victim? And these guys are trying to push that rock off so much right now. And we just got to keep shortening the margins, because when we do, I really believe every bone in my body, we're going to go on a roll.
There is Porter Moser, Tay Davis. We got one more segment to preview the week ahead for OU basketball. You're inside Sooner Sports Talk, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Stick around.
Women's basketball games are available on Ritmo 96.5 FM in Oklahoma City and 101.5 FM El Patron in Tulsa, as well as on those stations' websites. Each OU Spanish broadcast will feature a 15-minute pregame show and a 15-minute postgame show. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. The Sooner Sports Podcast is your all-access audio pass to Sooner Sports. Listen as Toby Rowland and Chris Plank talk all things Sooners. Log on to Soonersports.com/podcast or search Sooner Sports Podcast in your favorite podcast provider. The Sooner Sports Podcast is presented by Allstate and Riverwind Casino.
All right, welcome back to Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. This is Sooner Sports Talk. Our final segment here in the show is brought to you, well, at least of our segment with Coach Moser and Tay Davis, is brought to you by Mercy. Mercy, your life is our life's work. All right, Coach, of the things that we look at and you see as a positive, seeing Nigel Pack get his shot going and seeing what he's done over the last 3 games, that's got to be incredibly encouraging. 23.3 points per game over his last 3?
For sure. We talked during some of those games before this street, and I said, Nigel, you've done it so much in your life that you know that's going to turn. And he has just stayed positive, but his shot making ability is elite. And for him to knock down some of these shots, it's so good to see him get that thing going, and because we need that offense.
When you saw Nigel Tay going through some of his struggles, is it, hey, I don't need to say anything, just let him work through it, or what was that like for you guys when you saw him battling the way he was for a stretch there?
I know Nigel for so long, so historically and just ever since I've known him, he's always been a great shooter. So I've always known for him to bounce back and not stay down for too long. So it's just one of those things, just keep going, and that's what he'll do, and he'll bounce back in every facet, in every way.
Sticking in the backcourt, let's brag about Xavier Brown here just a bit. He scored at least 13 points in 12 of his last 13 games, and 18 or more in 9 of those 13 outings. Keeps grinding away, doesn't he, Coach?
Absolutely. And just back to Nigel, just those that don't know, they went to high school together.
That's right. That's right.
They're the same high school, and they're like literally two little brothers riding in the back seat of a car for 8 hours, needling each other. And every time you walk by and you see Tay just flick Nigel's ear. They're literally like two brothers that are in the back seat. But Xavier, truly those four, Nigel, X, Darian, and Tay. All have been super efficient, and those four, and Xavier's just been consistent. Every day. Where I got to get him, and it's really, really good. It's really good. Dayton's getting back healthy because it's been a lot of pressure. I need to get X and Nigel a little bit more breaks. X played like 19 possessions in a row, offense, defense down in the last, I think, to end the game. And I got to get him a little minutes fresh so we can stay fresher, so we can guard better, so we can do some things down the stretch. And I think with Dayton getting healthy, we were able to I thought it's going to give us alleviate some things to where we can get X and Nigel a little bit more break instead of having them play like 38 minutes. And I think that's really going to help us here moving forward.
Well, and that's great because our fan question tonight, or Rudy's question for Coach, was about Dayton getting back. What does the process look like? Or I don't know if the process, but what does his prognosis look like?
It's all been about health. It's about getting his both ankles ready so he can move laterally and move vertically, in this league. And he's felt the best he's ever felt this last week. And I felt, we talked about it before the Texas game, and I said, you're probably going to be one of the first guard off the bench. And I thought he just gave some terrific energy. He had that steal, and then he got fouled. Knocked down a three. It was great. That's his first three he's made since, I think, Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
So it was great to see him see the ball go in. I just think that's going to snowball. But we need depth. It's interesting, not interesting, but it's factual. We're 16th in bench scoring in the SEC, and to get Dayton back healthy, I think that's going to go up. I think Jeff Wanko's starting to. I think he gives some energized minutes, but I just think that to help get some more alleviate to where I can get X and Nigel to stay a little fresher, to get them instead of these 38, 39-minute games, to get them, mix some minutes in with Dayton.
By the way, for the best in real Texas barbecue, it's right here at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Tay, I want to talk about your family a little bit. You mentioned your brother, but we learned during the break your grandma and grandpa come to every game, and they live in Indy. And they take what's like a 10-hour drive to get here for every single home game that you play. That's amazing, man.
For sure.
That's awesome. How special is that?
It's a blessing. I mean, for them to make pretty much every game and to take their time to drive and come make the games. Same with my parents. I just it's a blessing, and it's something that I'm just super grateful for that I can have that for sure.
But so would you go on grandparent road trips when you were a kid? They like to drive, or
No,
is this something really?
Most definitely. We took a trip one time as a family, and we went to like Mount Rushmore and stuff like that, and just went to different sceneries and stuff.
As a road trip?
For a road trip, yep.
And riding grandma and grandpa's car, that's where you got spoiled, right? You get the good
for
candy.
sure.
Get the good candy, get the soda there. Family means a lot to you. You talked about it, though. It's been ingrained. What were some of those battles like between you and your brother growing up?
It was rough. It was rough for sure. And neither one of us want to lose in one-on-one or anything like that. And we actually have like a family Christmas thing that we used to do where we used to have the whole family and we'll play 5-on-5 during the Christmas time during the break. So that used to be fun too.
Were you and your brother allowed to be on the same team or no?
No, we always was on the opposite team.
Who was the sneaky good player in the family? Like you had you and you had your brother. Like who would be that next pick?
Probably one of the uncles or something.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. So the uncles would get involved
For
in
sure.
So you didn't say your dad? Okay.
He's competitive.
Okay.
He's competitive.
All right. I'm going to say something to him next time I see him.
That's good. Hey, let's take a moment to look ahead at the schedule for Oklahoma Sooner basketball. The next road trip for Grandma and Grandpa whenever they want to see Tay play. And it's brought to you by One Oklahoma. One Oklahoma powered by Sooner Sports Properties, Fan Field, Athlete Focus. Kentucky coming off a really nice win this past weekend over Arkansas. And Vandy this week. And again, Coach, such is life in the SEC. And Kentucky's been a good team inside Rupp Arena this year.
Absolutely. And, we've obviously had we're right there with Kentucky last year. I feel like we've matched up well with them. I mean, they're very, very good. They're long, athletic. And But I'm telling you, I mean, we've been right there. There's not a team that we don't feel that we just feel we got to keep getting better with this and find a way to win instead of finding ways to lose. And that starts with me. It permeates through the team, this belief. But yeah, obviously we leave tomorrow for Kentucky.
One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, Fan Field, athlete focused. I just mentioned, or you just mentioned, starts with you. In those last 4 minutes, Coach, have you guys, Toby asked you this post game, I want to ask you again here. Have you identified something? Is there an area that kind of stands out that's maybe a little bit more frustrating of where this team needs to get better in those last 4 minutes?
I think sometimes it's natural to look at missing shots or different things offensively, but at the end of the day, we have not been able to string stops together. And that's why I thought the fans that came out the Texas game, that was our best crowd of the year, they were awesome. They were waiting for something just to hang on, and we couldn't get a couple stops to get the crowd into it. We couldn't get a couple baskets in a row, and that was on us. The crowd, I think, was waiting to explode, and it just didn't happen. And sometimes you get some defensive stops. Like I thought in the Arkansas game, I thought the crowd was really good on our defense because I thought our defense, especially early, was so good. But we just haven't been able to get stops in that last 4 minutes. And that's what, as a coach, I'm looking at as much or more than making shots and executing on offense.
And Tay, what I've taken away from your perspective tonight, this is a locker room that still believes, isn't it? You guys staying together, aren't you?
Definitely. Everybody cares. Everybody believes. And we're doing everything in our power for each and every game.
I appreciate you still finding time, Coach.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck, man. Thanks for your time as always. That's Porter Moser, Tay Davis. We'll come back and we'll put a wrap on this episode of Sooner Sports Talk next, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Stick around.
We'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com.
Hey, we had a fun crew tonight. How about Mark Williams' men's gymnastics squad? They came out, knocked it out of the park. Fun hanging out with them. And our final segment, as always, is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Here on Sooner Sports Talk, how about Tay Davis and Porter Moser? Obviously not overly exciting whenever you've had an 8-game losing streak, but we appreciate them. And we appreciate Okana. Check them out. Take 25% off your next stay with the code OUOKC. Book now at okanaresort.com. We'll be back next Monday night. Enjoy the games this week. Until then, until next time, Boomer Sooner, everybody.
Live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Sooner Sports Talk has been brought to you by Dos Equis, official import beer of OU Athletics. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. And by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Sooner Sports Network.